Hello, writers. Come write with me. My name is Michaela Greenwood. I create worlds for mind adventures. Welcome to my channel, Write with Michaela. I'm very glad to have you here on my channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can go on this journey with me, with us. Today we're going to discuss a few terms or ideas. Our first term is animus. Animus as a noun means hostility or ill-feeling, and the second definition, also a noun, means motivation to do something. A third definition is a psychoanalyst definition and also Jung's term for the masculine part of a woman's personality. Let's say the yin-yang kind of thing. In other words, the aggressive part of a woman's personality instead of the soft, loving part. Now, finally, the fourth definition is from a historical or philosophy point of view and means the rational mind. I don't think I like that part if you put it with Jung. Okay. Anyway, to sum up, this word animus means a feeling of strong dislike, hostility, or ill will, but it can also refer to a motivating purpose or intention. So the Latin meaning mind, soul, or spirit can signify deep-seated... Did I skip something in that? The Latin meaning, mind, soul, or spirit, can signify deep-seated anger or a governing spirit behind an action. How can we use this in our stories? Well, we as writers have to know our characters. We have to know what motivates a character or each character. Love of self, love of friend or family will motivate some characters. Money, power, or fame will motivate other characters. A strong dislike or hostility will motivate still other characters. A strong dislike or hostility can come from a prejudice, a revenge someone is seeking, or jealousy, just to name a few. As writers, we create and thus know the history of our characters, even if our readers aren't immediately aware. Hostility can also come from something in the subconscious. Like, for example, someone looks like the childhood bully of a character. Like, if I had a childhood bully, and which I did, lots of kids were bullies. Anyway, I have a picture of a childhood bully deep in my subconscious, even though I'm not in grade school anymore, middle school or anything. Then I see somebody that looks similar. They might have some similar features. I might subconsciously have hostility or avoidance issue. You know, I want to avoid them or keep them at bay just because they look like that person. And they may not have any kind of personality close to that. Or it could be the name. My childhood bully was Donna, so I don't want to be friends with any Donna. You know, just putting a name out there. Not that Donnas are bullies, but, you know, it's what you experience in your life forms things in your mind. So, is it the same look? Is it the same name? So, in those cases, the character may not be aware of his animus toward the other character, but this character feels it just the same. So they just have this anxiousness or awareness or aversion to this other character. Another character may ask, Hey John, what's with you? Why do you hate Tom so much? Then the character John can search his mind or his memories. Maybe he realizes Tom's resemblance to his childhood bully and then gives Tom a chance. Maybe he doesn't realize it And he responds, I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't trust him. Okay, it could be nothing that Tom ever did. It could be just something deep in the subconscious. Excuse me. But this animus will cause friction within the group if nobody can resolve it. The second definition talks about motivation to do something. But we should probably keep the first definition in mind. If someone feels there's an injustice that might motivate him or her to do something, or they have a hate or dislike, a hostility towards the person, that may motivate them. Also, we discussed motivation in Season 1, Episode 35, so go back and check out that video. Now, if you watched Batman and the scene where his parents are shot, you will understand that Batman has animus towards the crime lords in Gotham City. Leave a comment on a show, book, or movie where a character acts with or shows animus. And list why, if you can. Like, if it's in their subconscious, nobody may know. Nobody may figure that out. Okay, but if you can figure it out. Well, this is if you're looking for a show, book, or movie. It's in your book, you know the history. Even if no reader knows. Our next term is allocution. Please note, this is allocution, spelled A-L-L-O-C-U-T-I-O-M, not elocution, spelled E-L-O-C-U-T-I-O-N. Allocution, also a noun, means a formal speech giving advice or warning. In legal terms, allocution is the direct address between the judge and the convicted defendant prior to sentencing. Excuse me. Well, if we're not writing stories about trials, how can we use this? Let's focus on formal speech, giving advice or warning. This could be a poet that stands up and speaks in poetic framing where the meaning is hidden to some, but not others. But others can learn what it means. Sometimes they can kind of dig or put things together and learn what it means. Sometimes they can't. Be insider stuff. This could be a religious cleric warning about sins. This could be a written speech in a book of prophecies. I have recently read 2 of Jasmine Moss's books, the Psycho Shifters and the Psycho Fae. And just a random person in the first book, just a person that was supposed to help them meditate or something. Just a random person. Second book, it was like a doctor. Just started speaking in prose. Like something or someone took over their bodies. The voice was different. Took over their bodies and spoke. The first one wasn't so impressive to me. But the second one, the main character, Sadie, explained the meaning only to find out that the prose was in a different language that she didn't speak. Prose was in a different language. The reader had no idea as it was read in English. So, Jasmine Moss did not write it in the Elven. She didn't create she just read it in English. So, it was read in English. I thought it was English. I didn't know until the second one when they're like, how do you know what that means? She's like, it's easy. And they're like, it was in Elven. She's like, I don't know Elven. Well, apparently you do. So, in the second one, it's where it hits the clue. And it kind of makes me want to go back and read that section of the first book. Anyway, for our purpose, this allocution was a warning, at least in the second book. It was a warning of things to come. Like I said, I have to go back and read the first one because I just kind of passed over it. In Lord of the Rings, Legolas says, "A red sun rises, blood has spilt this night." So this was allocution. Notice the movie didn't use the vocabulary word. A lot of fantasy books will have italicized prose or poetry, and that may be prophecy or allocution or a warning. So leave a comment on a show, book, or movie where a character uses allocution. Our next term is embark. Embark has the prefix em, and we've discussed that before. The prefix generally means to put in or into being a certain state. Embark as a verb means to go on board a ship or an aircraft or other vehicle as for a journey. A second definition means begin a course of action. Some synonyms are begin, start, commence, undertake, set about, enter on, go into, take up, launch into, turn one's hand to, institute, or tackle. Now, side note, we know bark is not the middle of a journey or the end of a journey. So this root doesn't give us any context clues. And we have to take the word as a whole. So someone or something is being put into a state of a new journey or a new course of action. This term, writers, is the beginning of our story. Maybe we set things up with a setting and some character descriptions and normal life. Then something happens. You saw this or heard this when I read Tahia on the channel. Tahia had a normal life and lived in the village. Normal, not like what we would say normal, but normal to her. That's what she lived every day. She lived in the village. I didn't do such a good job with City of the Ancients with the normal life and setting things up, and I do have ideas of how to put a chapter in front of the story to set things up, and I will eventually edit that by putting in like a prologue, or I might renumber my chapters. But characters in both stories embarked on a journey. In City of the Ancients, the characters set out to find a cure for Kilty. In Tahia, she went to the special area, and the witching community felt they found the queen they were looking for. Tahia just was curious. She wasn't trying to start on any journey, right? In Lord of the Rings, Frodo embarks on a journey with Sam. In Hunt for Red October, Marco Ramos embarks on a journey to seek asylum. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy embarks on a journey to find the wizard. In Eleni's Pride, Lydia embarks on a journey to find her dragon. This concept is in a lot of stories. So leave a comment on a show, book, or movie where a character or characters embark on a journey or a new course of action. Our final term today is embolden. So this term also has the prefix em. Embolden as a verb means to give someone the courage or confidence to do something or behave in a certain way, or to impart boldness or courage to, or to instill with boldness, courage, resolution, enough to overcome timidity. I'm not sure how that word's pronounced. Timidity, or misgiving. With this definition, we can more clearly see the prefix. We know the term bold, and embolden is to put into a state of boldness. So this time, the prefix helps us. Some synonyms are encourage, hearten, strengthen, fortify, rouse, stir, or stimulate. How can we use this? Well, not everyone is naturally bold. Fear can be very, very strong. Think of Eleni's pride. Livia was extremely scared of the dogs and their barking. But then her symbol on her arm lit up. This event, the event of the light on her arm, emboldened her to go down the tunnel. The barking and the light, that emboldened her to go down the tunnel and leave her parents, her village, and look for her dragon. We can also think about criminals. If a criminal commits a crime and doesn't get caught or punished, then he or she will be emboldened to commit another crime, and possibly a crime with higher stakes. What about everyday life? Having a dog to walk might embolden some people to actually walk in their neighborhood. Embolden some people. I needed another word in there. First draft is not a final draft. Some people are scared of dogs, so they're not going to walk if they think there's dogs loose. Some people will be like, okay, I have the dog to protect me, so I can go for a walk. So it might embolden them. You have to know your characters. You have to know your people. Different people are motivated by different things. Different people have different perspectives. So there's a lot of talk about fear and how fear causes freeze or fight or flight. How do we get people to act beyond their fears? We embolden them. Sure, some people will never stand up for themselves, but will gain courage or be emboldened if someone attacks their family or their friends or their pets. As writers, we need to know how to embolden our characters to move our stories along, and we need to know when someone will freeze in fear and another character will be emboldened to act. As writers, we know that some babies and toddlers will be naturally bold to try things. But life teaches lessons. Some lessons are falling out of a tree or cutting a finger while chopping vegetables. Some lessons are stronger and harsher, like when a friend dies in a car crash. So can these lessons be overcome? Can we embolden such people? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. You are the writer. You decide. Okay, writers, we don't have a writing prompt today, so go write on your chapters, your stories. We just got a new plot last Friday, so you can start that. Make sure you're meeting your writing goal. Leave a comment on what your daily goal is or your daily average goal is and how well you've kept it so far this year. I wrote this on February 20th. I'm reading it on February 26th. Reading it on February 26th. And so far this year, my average is around 1,000 words per day. Well, last time I think I reported 1,300. Now it's down to 1,000 per day. I'm meeting my goal with room to spare. But like I told you, I don't write every day. That's why I have a daily average. And so I have to write more on the days that I do write to keep that 500. But I told you recently that I spent a weekend, either a Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, I don't remember, I'd have to look at my chart, where I got like 7,800 words and 7,400 words. That was 15,000 words in 1 2-day period. So it can be done. You can even have 1,000 words per day. If you're at home and you're writing every day, then you could probably get 1,000 a day, 1,200 a day, whatever. You have to decide what works for you. But I'm meeting my goal with a little room to spare. If you're not meeting your goal, don't give up. Just renew your commitment. Set your writing time. Set your writing space. And embolden yourself to stand up for yourself, right? Join me Wednesday for our book club discussion of 1984. We will be discussing chapter 3. Join me Friday for Elementals. Join me Tuesday for your cave stories. And don't forget to visit my website, bymckella.com. Read some character bios and send your writings and chapters to writewithmckella@gmail.com. If you hit the like and subscribe and the bell, then we will continue to write together and other people will have a higher chance finding this video and this channel, since your likes will push the video out to a greater audience. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your participation. If you know someone who would like this video, please share it with them. This is McKella with Write with McKella. Bye for now.